Having built up the terrain and placing the Lion Knight's castle in the previous episode, this episode I aim to have the medieval town square placed and to create a central marketplace for the town around these buildings, with a port connected directly to this market so trade ships docking here can trade directly with the merchants at the market. I paved the entire area with bricks and cobblestones to maximize usable space. I used a total of 5 colors here to avoid making the pavement look bland since it's quite a wide and open space. For the port, I wanted to have a mix of stone-built and wooden-built docks. I think mixing materials makes the build look more interesting, as well as mixing regular studs on top with studs on the side building techniques. I decided to build the port off the stud grid at a 45 degrees angle since the mountain and rivers were already built on grid. This helps give a more natural look and feel to the diorama. Placing the dock off-grid also helps increase the usable space in the sea, since I will be building a relatively large ship and placing it here in a future episode. The platform is kept in place by a turntable piece. I also wedged a 1x1 stud in the corner to lock it in place. Since this port is focused on trade, I built a crane that I think looks feasible for the era to load and unload goods from ships docking here. It is rotated by pushing the handles. Crates placed in a hoist are lifted with a rope winch. The crane is wooden built with dark bluish grey accents representing some iron joinery for added strength. Here's a demonstration of the crane operation with the empty hull of the ship that I will be building in a future episode. In front of the port, I built a little resting place for dock workers, shaded by a tattered cloth piece. With the main builds for the port done, I thought I'd have a bit of fun with some detailing with crates, crabs and nets, before moving on to the next build. Of course, no port scene is complete without some drunk dock workers. Next thing to work on is a large waterfall that connects the reservoir around the castle to the sea. It's basically a central pillar of 1x2 trans light blue bricks with trans clear slopes layered on top. I built a corner section for the mountain here to prevent giving the mountain a squared look. So I had to place the waterfall off-grid here, otherwise it would look a bit odd. Placing it off-grid also makes it look in line with the port here for some uniformity. After placing the waterfall, I placed more trans-clear and trans-light blue cheese slopes at the base for the splashing effect and completed the sea. I used trans-dark blue since this is a natural deep sea cove where the cliff faces continue straight down under the sea, ideal for a deep sea port. I also completed the remaining paving work before placing the medieval town square set. I added some more cobblestones on top of the greens to make it blend in a bit better. You may notice the set moving a bit as I'm paving it. I solved this issue afterwards by placing some studs at the back to wedge it in place, similar to the way the port is wedged in place. But I didn't want to fully connect the set down, since I wanted to be able to remove it easily. It's another fine day here at Lionsgard. The townsfolk are going about their daily lives. Some working the docks, some working on today's catch, others haggling and making the day's trade. In the sea, the fish are bountiful. In the markets, the goods are plentiful. The townsfolk here are well fed and live out their lives at ease. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.